Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Rush Racing Division 1 race. I am your main host, Dynasty Sparrow, and I'm with one of my teammates in Edge. How are we, mate?
Hello there. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Looking forward to this one. Unfortunately, us Mercs only have one driver in it, so we can't glaze them too much, but it should be a good race.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a sprint race here, so we will actually get two races. So I am excited for that one.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I believe we have about 15 on the grid, or 16 from my understanding. But it should be a very good race. But it's looking dry, which is really good to see. So I'll switch over. And as always, thanks to our sponsor in AI369 for sponsoring us today, and all of our sponsors in SimLab and Pagnian as well. And we are good.
Yeah. Not really much going on at the moment. I think everyone's just deciding what they want to do, making sure they're getting their setups on. Brazil, one of the shortest tracks in the calendar. I think the shortest track in the calendar. So you definitely want to make sure you get it right. We do have 12 minutes of a sprint qualifying here, and we are actually going to see, I think that's the Alpine of Tai Tai coming out first.
The
The Aston
Alpine.
Martin, sorry.
The Aston Martin.
The Aston Martin of Tai Tai. My apologies.
Yeah, it certainly is.
A lot of A teams.
So there's a couple of obviously drivers missing. So we've only got one Mercedes. We've only got one Alpine, one Visa Cash App, and one Kick. But it is a short qualifying for the sprint, and then we go to the feature, and it will be another short qualifying in the feature.
Yeah, so you'll get a second run of the dice if you don't do if you don't have a good qualifying. You'll get a second run of the dice in the feature qualifying, which does actually come with more points. Obviously, in the feature, it is the top 15 score points, but in the sprint, it is the top 8. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a couple of retirements in the sprint race, but for feature race, you would expect everyone's going hell for leather there.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's 100% correct. Like, you're not if you're out the points by a fair decent amount, like P10 down, and you're about a couple seconds behind, you're probably looking to just retire a bit earlier. But you never know, especially this sort of track. I know there's a couple corners here that you touch the inside curb, you're in the bin. So it's going to make for an interesting main race as Tai Tai gets absolutely sideways going into the fast left-hander as he comes up the hill. So this is the hill I'm talking about where you can lose the rear end and spin out, which I have multiple times, and he's just lost his rear again.
Yeah, no, it's not a. The car's looking stable, but it also looks a bit twitchy there, and I don't know if that's the setup he likes. But he's on the exits of corners. He is losing the rear end, which will lose him a bit of that traction, which will then lose him time as well. He will be the first to set a lap time here, so we will actually see the pace that we should be expecting from Tai Tai.
Yeah, so he's got plenty of battery to get to that line, and he's going to get to the line and set a 107.9. So probably expect that to be beaten. I'd say pretty fast, as we have both of the McLarens
Ooh.
and the Mercedes behind on a lap.
Chandler's will be the next to set a lap actually in
Yep,
the
so we'll go
Alpine,
Chandler's, that's fine.
and something's happened with
This,
the Mercedes as well.
he's
Let's keep an
possibly
eye
lost
on
the rear end, as
Chandler's.
Chandler's will set a 108.3. So we'll go to MJ Roller, who'll be the next one across the line, a 108.3 again,
Very close times.
and a 107.4
And there we go.
for the other Mercedes, and Kauki having a big moment, big snap. So he's now on a lap though. He's got all of his battery, so I think Jono is the next one to cross the line.
Yeah, he will
A lot of
be
these are
with.
setting a lap on the medium tyres.
Yeah, the only one who's out in the softs is Hato. Everyone else is on the mediums. So clearly trying to say, and Hato's coming in. So he'll probably come in to switch to those mediums that we're seeing a lot of those times being set on. they'll be wanting to set those times on those mediums, as I do see the Red Bulls are going. They were
Giving a
going
toe to each
with
other,
the
yep.
slipstream.
Yeah, they did.
Radabon gets a 107.8, and will now return the favor to Marathon possibly, but I think there might be an Aston Martin might be about to get in the way. No, it
Well, no,
doesn't.
he's
That's
in.
very good.
Marathon's in none, so I don't think he's going for a lap now. But you have got
No.
the Aston Martin behind Watanabe on an outlap, so that's fine. Kauki will be finishing his lap. He's 7 seconds down, expected to be 107.799. So a couple of them in the 107.7, and then you've got Voltec Steg, aka Alpha Gully, on the 107.4s.
Yeah, Alpha Gully's been very good when it comes to qualifying that we've seen. Did it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but he did get beaten last week. He didn't get the win.
That is correct.
But-
I think there was an incident on track or a safety car
Yeah.
that put them to P. I believe he still got a podium, or if not fourth, unless I'm mistaken. I think
I'll quickly have a
McLaren
look.
boys can probably let us know about that. But I think he did. Him and his teammate unfortunately got into
Alpha
trouble.
Gully got 6th.
Yeah, and his teammate got ninth. If that's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
So
were
he'll be wanting
leading
to
for a
bounce back.
while, but I believe something had happened, whether it was a safety car or not, that caused them to fall down the order.
Yeah, there definitely was something. I remember that, but I'm not sure what it was. Alphonse did win as well, so he'll be wanting to keep up that good form.
But he's not in today.
He's not
He
in.
unfortunately missed the cutoff by a minute.
Yeah, so he won't be able to go back to back. So this will be Alpha Gully's opportunity to, I'm going to say, bounce back, as we do see Williams around the wrong way.
Yes, I saw that as I was on board with Watanabe for his lap.
That is Lamb.
So Watanabe's coming off to finish his lap, so this will probably be putting into the 108s. Potentially, as he comes to the line, it will be in the 108s. Exactly.
We have had some ridiculously close times, and I think the Watanabe Midas gap accentuates how close these times have been.
Well, even
Because
that
that is
gap
a difference of about 3,000.
between 5th all the way down to 10th is pretty close.
Yeah.
So only 2 temps pretty well in it. As we're on board with Haydo, he's going to be the next one to set a lap, and Lamb will follow suit. So I don't know if Lamb is on his lap, considering he did spin out.
He is on hot lap.
So he is on his lap then. He did spin out on his out lap, but...
One thing I've just noticed, we do have Radabomb and Lexi. They are in the pits, but they are on softs.
Yeah, so maybe
and so is Yuki Bear.
maybe the first lap is the medium lap and just get that basically done, and then their last lap, their last shot at it, they'll go softs. Potentially, that's probably what we're going to see. Haydo's going to go into 108s here, 108.3.
Interesting. Not slow, but not the quickest we've seen.
Yeah, so here we go. Everyone's changing their tyres now to softs, so getting ready for that final run.
Yeah.
We'll go on board with XD Lamb as he's finishing off his lap. Where will it put him? He's almost out of DRS, so he's going to get right to the line. It'll be a 107. It'll be a 107.6. P2 in Div 1, hey?
Yeah.
Who'd have think it?
Let's just say some people are happy we're not moving drivers this season. But no, a 107.6 is a very good lap. Yeah, no, I've seen that, sorry.
No, that's alright. So we will jump on board with Yuki when he does come out of the pits. Tai is going to be coming in. I think Haydo will be coming in as well, unless Haydo's setting another lap. No, he's not.
No, he's on none, but I'll just keep an eye on him.
So everyone is now just biding their time. Both McLarens are coming into the box now. So I wonder when everyone will come out for their final lap. So it's a 107 on a fast lap, so it's probably a 125 on a warm-up. So probably expect them...
2 minutes.
Yeah, roughly about 2 minute mark they'll come out. About minute 50 maybe.
Yeah.
some
You
will probably
definitely wanna
come out
cut it
earlier.
close,
So I see there's a Red Bull coming out earlier to set his lap.
Yep.
So he'll be looking just
That
to
is
finish by the time everyone's coming
Marakidon.
out.
So this might actually be a smart play from Marakidon, because everyone's going to be on their lap at the same time. But Marakidon will have that one lap extra. He will not get the track evolution that the other drivers will get, but he may get the slipstream from those drivers coming out. But it really banks on him being able to get out when those drivers are coming out of the pit for that straight. And
Yes,
then they're not going to wait for him. But we
yeah,
do
that's
have
correct.
a few cars streaming out now as well.
Yeah, so we've got a Haas, a Visa Cash App, and a McLaren. With
Another
both McLarens actually
McLaren,
coming out. So
a
coming out a
Ferrari,
little bit
both
early,
Ferraris.
but that's fine. That's all well. So they're, yeah, everyone's starting to flow out now. So you've also got a Williams, 2 Ferraris, an Aston, a Mercedes coming out, another Red Bull coming out. So they're
Marakidon's
all,
about to start his lap.
and Marakidon is starting his lap. So we'll stay on board with Marakidon to make sure no one gets in the way. Comes down the first sector. This is where some people do invalidate on these corners here. Very
This is
easy
gonna be
to
very
do.
close.
Everyone stays to the left. That is good to see.
Oh,
Oh, as Kauki almost,
oh,
almost,
that gave me a
almost
heart attack.
impedes. Yeah, that could have been
That could have been
absolutely
very bad.
carnage there.
Very good reactions there from Marakidon to avoid him, though.
Yeah,
Very good reactions
and
there.
then I think that was a Aston on the inside.
Yeah.
That's fine. Everyone's staying out the way, which is good to see. It's coming into the final sector now. I will make sure I go on board with Yuki Bear for his lap now. Sorry. He's invalidated, mate. Do you want to get the on board for the second lap of the race? He's invalidated.
Well, wait.
Actually, he will get
He
around.
might have
He
enough
should get
time.
around.
Yeah, he should get around. But
20
we'll see.
seconds. Depends on how much battery he's got. Battery, fuel. Sorry.
Yeah, if he doesn't get around, we'll do a refund.
Yeah.
I'll just
That's
get onto that now.
As Marakidon does go fast, he goes at 107.9, but not quick enough, unfortunately. As Watanabe's on his lap, I think both McLarens are on their lap. So see who is leading. So it's not that one; it's the other one. MJ Roller. We'll go on board with MJ Roller. He'll be the first one to, well, the second one to finish his time. He's improving. He's got a purple sector 2.
Keep an eye on Yuki for you. He's not going to make it.
He's not gonna.
Nah, he won't make it.
Oh,
So
he doesn't. He goes at 107.6. The next one is Vapor Shadows in the Visa Cash App. He'll go at 108.1. Oh, this is gonna be quick. Out for Gully with a 106.8. Then we got
Jono
the
will be
Williams
next.
of Midas.
Midas and
He goes second. Jono in the
Jono's
Ferrari.
next.
He'll put it third. The next Ferrari. Do I get to him? Yes. He goes 8th. It's Aston. Oh, I almost got it. Then it's Kauki.
It'll be
And someone
Kauki.
very close behind. Chandler's getting a slipstream. Goes up to P3. Oh, everyone's changing everywhere.
Lamb goes P2
Tie
with
Ties
a
invalidated.
107.0.
Rakidon is done. MJ Roller is done as well. That is your grid order. Sorry if I didn't get anyone there. We will give you a refund for that.
I already done it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got you.
Good morning, mate. How are you?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
So there you have it. Only one driver in the 106.8s. Everyone else in the 107s to 108. So everyone else pretty close. Only 1.1 between second and 16th, which is pretty good. But that slipstream from Kauki to Chandler's was huge.
Yeah, and I definitely think that it was expected that Voyage Tech would get pole. But Lemon P2, that is definitely a overwhelming performance from Lamb there to get P2 in front of the likes of Midas, Chandler's, and Kauki and Jono, who are Div 1 stays at the moment.
Yeah. So it's a very close grid as we speak. Unfortunately, with Yuki Bear invalidating as well, we couldn't see what he could have got. I think he would have put it the top 3. But unfortunately, he's invalidated. I'm pretty certain he did it straight away. Basically, that first chicane area, the worst spot. But there you have it. Voltex Steg takes out the pole for the sprint. XD Lamb second, Midas in third. So a brilliant effort by the Williams there. Chandler's, Kauki, Jono, Watanabe, and MJ Roller rounding out the top 8 with Yuki Bear, Clunky Boy, Rider Bomb, welcome back, Heido, Tai Tai, Marakidon, AQT, Lexi, and Vapor Shadow down into P16. But wonder what weather we're going to have for the sprint race. It's going to be very interesting.
And look, got to put an early prediction out there. And I know there's some bias around this, but completely for the fact of that he hasn't raced a couple of races and he's been doing some other things when these Div 1 races have been on. But I think Kauki is one to watch. P5, yeah. But he can improve.
Yeah, it's interesting to see both Williams in the top 3. I think Midas, that qualifying time was really, really good. Because I don't think he's really been battling as high as he probably should have been the last couple of weeks. So it'd be interesting to see what he does. And of course, he can't go past Alpha Gully in P1. The man's dominating every single race apart from last week. But he's putting it consistently on podium. As we get 1 red light, we get 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And we are off to the races. Just get the tyre off. So we're coming into turn 1. So you've got Chandler's on the softs, everyone else on the mediums, apart from Vapor, who's on the softs as well. As XD and Alpha Gully go side by side, XD Lamb gets the move done. Does Midas follow through? But Alpha Gully is fighting back. Oh, there's a spin in the back with the Ferrari of Clunky Boy. He's been absolutely spun around. And Alpha Gully has gone off the track and come back on side by side with Jono, but that's left the 2 Williams just out in front.
That's not a Williams. That's an Alpine.
Sorry, an Alpine and Williams. So Midas must have dropped back a couple of spots there.
Yeah. So what happened is Chandler's has gone up, has followed Lamb through to get Midas, and then Midas has been caught out over the first few turns because obviously it's a left, right, left, and he's been caught out and actually slipped behind Kauki, who slipped behind Chandler's.
And there's yellows. That is
Vapor Shadows is around.
Into the grass. He's reversed back on track. It's fine. There's no one there to re-enter bad, which is good. So potential.
He's got no front wing.
Yeah, potentially him and Clunky have made contact, but Chandler's on those softs is really pushing for P1 here. XC Lamb fighting back, but he does. He gets P1. But will those softs last the 12 laps?
I was about to say, it's going to be interesting seeing those softs because he needs to escape. Chandler's needs to escape to get the win here. Because those softs at Brazil do not last as long as you think they do.
Yeah, no, you are correct. It's a very interesting track with the tyre wear, that's for sure.
It's Jono going for the move.
I'll go back up to the top, sorry.
No, you're good. Jono just went for an absolutely audacious move. It didn't work out, and it was all clean. But Jono's challenging Lamb, which is actually allowing Chandler's to escape a bit.
Yeah, I think they'll pull Chandler's in, though, by the end of the race, as long as they don't battle super heavily, which I don't think they will. I think they'll just
they will get DRS now.
DRS, but unfortunately, we'll go to positions because I think there's been some big changes here. So you've got Chandler's up 3, Jono up 3, and there's cautions. That's a Ferrari around at the back again. Clunky's down 5, MJ Roller down 5, Rider Bomb up 4. That's a brilliant welcome back from him. And he's only gaining from everyone else as well, which is good to see. Kauki down 1, Midas down 2, and Alpha Gully down 3. So Lamb just stayed solid where he is.
At the moment. Watanabe is just falling down. He's just lost the position of Rider Bomber, and then Tai, his teammate, and then he's now side by side with Yuki Bear at the moment. Coming up the hill, Heido trying to follow Yuki Bear through. Won't be able to through this tight section of Sector 2, but Watanabe has just lost a few positions very quickly this lap. And I imagine that he will be almost losing another if Heido can get the right exit on Watanabe.
Yeah, but this is a good thing for the Astons, because if the more that Watanabe fights with Yuki Bear and FNG Heido, Taito will just run away in P8 and potentially more better points. So they've already got one driver in the points, so that's a good thing to see. So currently your biggest winners so far are the two Williams, both in double points. P2 and P6.
Yeah.
Chandler's in the lead, but that lead is shrunk.
As Kalki just
And
gets the move done on Midas
Lamb
as well for P5.
goes through for the lead.
Our little Lamb, he's pushing definitely. He's showing that he is comfortable in Div 1 for a Div 2 driver. But it is early doors, I do have to mention. It's so close between the everyone at the moment that it's just hard to take a breath at the moment. It's like those things where it's like if you blink, you miss it because there's so much movement between the grid at the moment.
Yeah, there is. Apart from, unfortunately, these back two who were involved in early incidents, everyone's within a second. MJ Roller's just fallen out of a second now, unfortunately, but and Hato as well. But everyone else is pretty close and compact. But Chandler's is starting to lose the back of Lamb. He's only got 40% battery. Oh, they're both on about 30. As he sends it down the inside, but so does Jono. They're still side by side going into Sector 1. They give each other enough room. Lamb still holding the outside. Really
Don't
good
go three wide.
It's about to be 3 wide. And Alpha Gully's about to slip through as well.
Oh my
He's on the inside. Jono stays on the inside of Chandler's. Chandler's still on the outside. They leave each other heaps of room. There's a bit of battling going on at the back with Midas and Rider Bomb as well coming up the hill. But XC Lamb has fallen to P6 now.
Well, he's actually let Midas
and now
through,
P7.
and that's cost him. Oh, he's still challenging with Rider Bomb at the moment. You got Tai and Yuki Bear also going side by side behind Rider Bomb, trying to push through. This is just crazy with what's going on.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you can be leading at one stage of this race and then all the way down to P6. So he just needs to get his bearings back in order, and I think he'll be able to push again. So just calm it down a little bit. But the more they're fighting,
Chandler's go side by side. They're 3 wide on the front straight. They're still 3 wide coming into turn 1 with Kalki, Alpha Gully, and Chandler. There's a bit of bumping.
It looks like a runoff, so I think he will give that position back in a second.
Kalki actually used the runoff, but he is letting the position go. Yeah. He's obviously not going to give it to him very easily, but he's let it go.
I don't know what is with this. The camera angle above, it's like stuttering.
Yeah. Whoa! Big spin from Kalki there.
Kalki out on the grass, but he's back on.
Yeah, no damage to Midas.
I hate that top angle. That top angle is crazy.
That top angle is ridiculous. Just trying to have a look to see if Midas has gotten any damage from that. Doesn't look like it, so I think they've both escaped with that, but that would definitely be interesting to see that. Yeah,
so Rider Bomb is doing well for his return race as well, up to P6, and closing in on his leaders. So Chandler's tyres are starting to fall off. Jono's currently got hold of this lead, so can he maybe hold on from Alpha Gully? Lamb is back up to P4, closing in on Chandler's. Yuki Bear makes the move on XC Lamb, so now he'll be closing in on Chandler's.
Lamb has damage.
He certainly does. He's missing his left end plate.
So maybe that's from the Kalki incident. Because he was right behind Midas as well. And they've all gone wide.
Yeah, potentially.
As Kalki gets moved on an MJ roller, getting back into the point.
Something that will be looked at after the race, I'm sure. But it's whether or not, how long can these soft tyres last? So we're currently 6 laps in, onto our 7th lap. I'd be saying they'd be pretty much starting to cook right now, unfortunately. But all of that battling, Clunky Boy, who was about 9 seconds behind, is only 1.6 from Meraki Dunn, who is then 3.5 behind Lexi.
So what I'm hearing is they're almost back in it.
Not in the sprint, I don't think. You need absolute carnage up the front for, I think, anyone below 11th to be within a chance of a point.
Yeah.
But as it
Wakaki
stands,
has fallen off the DRS, so that actually means that there is a train for the top 7 and then a train for the singular point
he
for
may
P8
have
at the moment.
side pod damage maybe, as Alpha Gully gets a move done on Jono up the front.
And Hato and Watanabe going side by side down the big straight. That was very interesting from Watanabe there. Almost.
Oh no,
Whoa,
they're
there's
off!
the.
They are into the wall. Watanabe's retired. Hato's missing his whole wing. That would have brought out a safety car, but unfortunately there is no safety cars in this sprint, and that was caught on stream, so that will be definitely looked at
Yeah.
after the race. But it's a sprint race, not a main race, so they still got a chance of points in the next one. So
Yeah. Don't leave the session. Essentially.
yes.
And
So,
due to Hato losing a front wing, Miraculon's actually hit him from behind and lost his front wing as well. So
yeah, so that means that Tai Tai is up to P5 now. Made some moves. Rider Bomb back up to P6 in front of Lamb. So Lamb's starting to fall off, but that gap between Kalki and Lamb is 2.1. So fairly big distance, but we don't know what exactly happened there.
Yuki Bear gets the
that,
move
so-
done on Chandler's, and his
So he
teammate
does.
and his TP have actually just retired from the session.
Yep. So Hato is out. Watanabe DNF'd into the wall, so he is also out. So you've got one Aston and one Haas remaining in this sprint race, both in the points.
I think if you're the RB team, maybe just pull the car in, save a bit of the tires, then in case you need to use them again, right?
And we have got a prediction out, so if anyone's watching on and wants to predict who will win this race, you got about minute 8 left, sorry, to get your votes in. Oh, I think the clear cut ones are the top 3. I think anyone in the top 3 right now. Yuki Bear's starting to fall away though, so I think it's down to Jono and Voltex Steg for the win.
Well, Yuki Bear's actually starting to catch up. He was stuck behind Chandler, so his tires are definitely going off now. The car, I've just noticed coming out of the final turn, the tires are starting to slide a bit. And he's actually lost some time there to Yuki Bear. But because Jono and Wojtek are both in the DRS and the DRS training, it's going to be very hard for Yuki Bear to catch up. So, I still think it's between the top 3. I think, unfortunately, Chandler's is out of it, though.
Yeah, I think it's down to the top 2 only because, well, it depends though. If Jono and Voltex Steg start fighting heavily, Yuki Bear is definitely back in it. But being
Yuki Bear's in the DRS.
he is in that DRS, but as soon as they start burning, so they're all on pretty much the same amount. Jono's on the most, so expect Jono to make the move here, and then probably Voltex Steg will make the move down the back straight.
Just keep an eye on that. Jono is not burning.
So he's in none.
Yeah.
He's in none. So it looks like he'll make the move maybe down this next one, or he'll wait till the final lap.
You would have to think he'll make the move on the final lap, but he is in hot lap at the moment. He's gone to medium and he's in none. But yeah, he'll wait for the next lap.
Speaking, Kauki was 2.2 away, so Lamb has had a moment, and now he's within DRS of Lamb. And Chandler's is currently going to get swallowed up by Tai Tai, I think, and that's probably as far as he would fall as long as he can keep hold of that car. Yuki Bear is out of DRS at the moment, now back in it, is hovering about that 1 second mark. Rider Bomb, P4, really good effort to see him back and in P4. But we'll stay on with the top 2 here.
Yeah, it's definitely been a big race for Yuki Bear, Rider Bomb, and Tai Tai, with Rider Bomb and Tai Tai being up 7 and Yuki being up 6 as well. So definitely showing his true pace after that quali mishap of not being able to set a lap. But we'll have a look at the top 2, depending on how hard they battle.
Where will Jono send it? I don't think he'll send it here.
Oh, he's going for it.
Bit of a lag, I think. It looked like lag.
No, it looked like I think he'll a bit earlier to stay behind.
Yeah, he'll send it here, but I still think it's too early. It's possibly too early still. I think you want to do it straight coming up the back. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a battle of who's got the lowest wings here. And the slipstream definitely coming up that hill. So
Yeah, well,
Voltek's down to 40, and he's on 83% battery. Will that be the turning factor in this battle? He's also flashing with his fuel light, but he normally gets that perfect every time, so I don't think he's going to run out at all.
yeah. Well, I've just
As
been
Yuki
watching
Bear is
Wojtek.
still
Yuki Bear is
close.
still there.
Yeah,
Unless he gets a
0.4.
3-second time penalty.
So we'll stay on board with Jono, because then if we see the Haas coming flying past him, then we know that it's probably Yuki Bear who's going to take this win. But coming down the main straight, will Jono get this done? He's closing in, he's closing in. It is going to be the line, it's going to be Jono Judge!
Oh my god!
There's no interval on it.
There is no interval.
There is no interval.
It is a photo finish.
I think that's... Yeah, I don't know.
It is not. There is no way they've crossed the line at the exact same time though, but there is no interval.
It's gonna be within milliseconds. Like it's gonna be insane.
It'll be in the thousands of hundreds.
It's pretty much. I think it is a tie. Like that's probably the closest we've ever seen anyone finish.
Oh my god, the time matches. Wait,
it's gonna be equal then.
yeah, so it's a 13.559, 13 minutes 59 seconds point 763 for Jono, and it's the exact same time for Wojtek.
I don't know how they've swapped the positions then. I don't know how that works.
I think that is a 0.000.
Yeah, so it's probably come down to the finest of margins. Maybe he's got a little pop stick on the front of his car that's sticking over the line.
Wojtek was celebrating,
but we'll check that out. Yeah, it's.
Oh my goodness!
It's a dead heat.
It's a dead heat.
I don't know how you would split that. We probably have to refund the points because it's a tie. Even though it does say Jono won, there's no interval, and I think everyone can agree they saw. Yeah, so okay, so it does go to next decimal, so the decimal time isn't on that specific time board.
Well, no, it would go down to 0. Yeah, what David's saying is it goes down to 0.000. That next number is how they would separate it, right? But we're also talking millionths of a second.
Yeah,
we're not talking thousands.
So Jono technically was the winner, but that's close. It doesn't matter on the sprint, Dante. I don't think.
I'll get it for him. I'll do it after.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll do it. We'll make sure we do it for the main. But it's looking overcast for the main. Why have we got a? Why is there a Visa Cash App? Oh, never mind.
What?
That's weird. It was showing Daniel Ricciardo was in this race. We're good.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I think it's because it's a qualifying. Technically speaking, if you joined during the race, you can. The game allows it that you can join during qualifying as that car, so that'll be why.
Yeah, so we'll it's the fourth number. Yeah, basically it's insane though. It's insane to see it. I've never seen it before. So but that's probably the closest I've ever seen anyone finish. I honestly thought Voltek Steg held on. But Jono with his first sprint win, I'd say.
I'll be wanting to see their POVs of that because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was insane. But Chandler's again is out on his lap first. So we head over to the main race now. But who is your prediction for pole in the main? Are you going with the back-to-back in Voltek Steg, or are you thinking someone else can pull it off?
Judging by that, I think Jono's got race pace, so I don't think he'll. I think he's definitely set up for the race, which is definitely a smart idea because you can't get points in qualifying. It's not F2, unfortunately. But I would not be surprised if Wojtek takes the frustration out of getting second by a millionth of a second onto the track and gets pole.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he goes in the main race as the Haas is just getting out the way of the McLaren. I think he's probably looking to get a tow actually, and I think it's Yuki. No, it's not. It's Hato. So Hato trying to get the slipstream from Voltec Steg,
Is
trying to
there
see if he
rain
can get
coming?
in. It looks like it. It definitely looks like it's very, very overcast. So I wouldn't be surprised if
Hmm.
in the race we get some rain.
I'm just thinking about it because everyone's come out on softs, whereas in the
Nah,
first.
Voltec's on mediums. Same with Kalki.
Alright, okay. Just watching Chandler's lap as he's
Yep.
coming towards
He
the
sets
end
purple 1, purple
here.
2, but that's his first lap, so it'll be purple. It'll be a
Seven,
107.6.
7.6 already off the rip. Hato's got a very good slipstream here in Wojtek.
And Kalki will be a 107.642 as well on those mediums though.
Hmm.
Voltec Steg, yep, we'll stay on board of him. He'll be the next one to cross the line with Hato right behind on with that slipstream. That'll be absolutely giving him an absolute flyer of a lap. So I expect to see Hato's lap in the 107s, potentially in the low 107s, as long as he gets this last couple of bits right. Voltec Steg coming up the main straight. He will put it in the 107s. It'll be a 107.439. Hato a 108. So not as quick as I thought
Yeah,
it would be.
it
Yuki
didn't seem
Bear
like he had the
with a
trigger.
107.8. Sorry. And
No,
that's
you're good.
last of the ones setting a lap.
I was about to say, it didn't look like he had the full effect of that slipstream coming out of the last corner.
No, it didn't. It looked like he probably had a bit of a moment coming out of that last corner. Because he did
Yeah.
lose a fair bit of ground there. As Clunky Boy is setting his lap and so is Jono. So both of the Ferrari drivers going for their laps. So both
It'll be
Haas are
interesting.
done theirs, and the McLaren's done theirs, an Alpine and a Mercedes is in the box.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting weekend because yeah, Div 1 has got Brazil, which is a pretty short, sharp and shiny track, and a lot of bends and whatnot, and everyone else has got Portugal. Probably one of the most disliked tracks of on the calendar, but some people love it, some people hate it. I tend to love it, so I'm looking forward to it. But I believe you're on the other way, Edge.
Um, After doing some practice, I'm starting to actually kind of enjoy it because I'm starting to understand the technical side of it. But it's not the best track that there is. Jono sets a 107.6 as well, splitting Kalki and Chandler's on those mediums.
Yep, and WSL Clunky set to 108.5 on those
Chandler's
mediums
is
as well.
going again. Try to improve. 107.479.
He does improve. Very close to Voltec Steg, but Voltec also set that on the mediums, so probably expect Voltec
He'll
to
go
go
faster.
in the 106s
Yeah.
unless we do see rain. But with the tyre choice, I think we're not going to see rain until maybe the feature.
If that.
Yeah.
I hope there's rain. Brazil wet is always fun.
Well, an interesting fact. I know the track Div 2 to 6 are racing. Probably we're going to expect to see rain in 4 out of the 5 divisions, I think. So
Let's hope Div 6 is the one without rain. Because otherwise that's going to be messy.
yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see as Marakidon is coming to finish his lap. So this again is looking to be in the 107s, I believe. It should be in the 107s at 107.894.
8.
Kauki is on his outlap on those soft tyres, so it looks like he's going to be sending one run and then another one straight after it. The next one,
Watanabe also on the soft.
Watanabe.
Yeah.
So go Kauki first because he's further up on the track. Then we'll go back to Watanabe. Then one of the McLarens when they go around as well. So it looks like they're going to initiate the tow here, the McLaren boys.
Uh,
Both of them are out in
yes.
their outlap. I
And
think
Wojciech is
Yep,
actually.
he's going to
Yeah,
go past.
they'll do the swap.
Yep.
They'll do the switch there.
So he's back out on those mediums. So he's going to try and give MJ Roller that massive tow, which we did see in Q1 with Kauki and Chandler's. Chandler's doing it to Kauki. Going absolutely fast. Actually, Kauki's not on his lap. He's in none. He's going hot lap now, so he's setting his lap as we speak.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see where Kauki goes, because he'll basically be wanting to try to beat Chandler's. Because I don't think anyone can touch the McLaren.
Yeah, I think Voltek's on another level. I think race pace though. We've seen Kauki has done it in the past. He's been really fast. Jono has been really quick. We saw Chandler's, unfortunately, with the tyre choice. That's probably the thing that cost him in the sprint. So he probably won't get that mistake done twice. Yuki Bear has been quick tonight. And also Ryder Bomb. He was up to P4, I believe. So expect him to be up there. But yeah, half of this grid was pretty much contesting for the lead at one stage. So it's going to be a very interesting race as Kauki goes purple and comes up the back straight. Absolutely flying on his soft tyres.
And as mentioned, it's kind of a return to rush for Kauki at the moment, because he's had a couple of weeks off, not racing anyone, and he goes to 107.2.
So pretty
As
quick.
Watanabe goes to 107.6.
So he finishes his lap. We'll go on board with Midas, MJ Roller, sorry.
Yeah. MJ Roller will be the next across.
Yep. And then Vapor's also starting his lap, so...
Let's have a look at what MJ Roller's going to do with that toe. Now the question is, does Wojciech actually go faster? Because he's down on his time. He's gone quicker.
Yep, and it's a 107.3 for MJ Roller, so that puts him in the top 3. So a brilliant toe by the McLarens there. Worked it out absolutely perfect. So will anyone follow suit? Will the Ferraris follow suit? Will the Haas follow suit? As AQT Lexi has spun out heading into sector 1, but he's finished his lap, so it's good for him. Hato is improving, but not by much. Midas is purple in sector 2, but that's because he hasn't set a lap yet. So expect him to be in the 107s as well. There's a lot of drivers in those 107s.
The only driver who's not in the 107s is Clunky Boy at the moment with a 108. And he's just
He's
invalidated.
Just invalidated. Nailed in a 107.4, which would have put him into P4.
That's not good.
Very unfortunate. As Lamb, he's on his lap as well. Vapor Shadow's finishing his. Yep, so we'll go on board with Vapor.
Ryder has just started his lap.
And this will be in the 108s. It'll be a 108.5. Ryder started his, as you did say. The Alpine of Chandler's is finishing.
MJ Roller is going again.
A 107.439 for Chandler's.
Yeah.
And yes, you are correct. MJ Roller is going without the toe, which I don't think will be any quicker. Next one will be XD Lamb.
Got no battery left at all.
He's on 107.3. So he actually the McLarens
even further, because Kauki's already P2 as well.
So Ryder Bomb. Midas is... Oh no, he's done it again. Oh, he's coming in the box, I think. Yeah. He'll come in the box, so he's invalidated again.
No, he got a this and next, because he invalidated on the final turn.
True. True.
On the pit lane.
You are correct.
So I think that's
As Ryder Bomb's going to finish 107.5, so that puts him just below Chandler's in P6. Meraki Don is on a lap right now. Oh, sorry, bad.
MJ Roller's actually going to come across the line.
And Roller is pitting.
Chandler's actually going to get a bit of a toe here. So he's going to go again.
He's starting his lap again. This is potentially his final run. He's on 3-lap-old tyres, so I don't think he's going to be setting the world on fire with the times of old tyres, but
not improved in the first sector. We'll just monitor him through the second sector, taking a lot of the curbing there on the inside.
As the Lamb is out of fuel.
Throwing it into the uphill section, and he's almost spun out. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go back on board with Meraki Don. Meraki Don's finishing his lap. Ryder Bomb's going to be coming into the pits, I would say.
Yeah.
So probably expect Chandler's to now come in the box. Meraki Don is about to set it in the 107s. It'll be a 107.556. right behind his teammate with a 107.554.
Directly behind his teammate as well. That's a very interesting play from the Red Bulls there, because he may have gotten a bit of a tow down these straights that he's actually driving down now. Now let's just watch
Yeah, so we
Chandler's.
should see Chandler's come into the
Yeah,
box.
he's coming in.
Certainly does.
Very interesting entry there. Almost cooking it. As Whiff has requested a onboard lap for Yuki's final lap. So
Are you doing the
Yuki,
curse of the invalidations, are you?
yeah,
Whiff?
Yuki, don't invalidate.
But yeah, so now we have the waiting game because Meraki Don will be coming in the box. He's got no more fuel left to try and go for another one. And everyone is now just patiently waiting for the time. Which will be about 2 minutes to go before we see everyone start to come out. Will we see any toes happening? Will we see maybe the Haas working out? Oh, we see the double McLaren coming out to see if they can go even quicker on brand new softs. So they're going to be the first to cross the line and finish their laps. As we see the Red Bull come into the pits. So it looks like MJ Roller is actually going to go to the front car this time. So potentially going to give the tow to Voltec Steg to try and give him the win. Well, the win. Sorry, the P1.
Have to give me a second. I'm trying to get this up.
It's okay. You take your time. Yep. So it definitely looks like. Well, actually, MJ Roller will be getting a tow from a Voltec Steg. So I stand corrected. So will we see both McLarens P1 and P2 by the end of this qualifying session? Their laps will start now, so this will potentially be their final run of it, getting a clear track to work their magic. But MJ Roller has had a little bit of a moment into turn one, but he's regained it. He's chasing Alpha Gully down. Alpha Gully moves out the way. Really good to see, but he isn't improving so far. So will that tow be enough to get him into the top two? We'll have to wait and
Remembering
see.
setting that lap, he did actually get a tow as well to get into the initial 107.3s.
Yeah,
So it would be very interesting to see if he does get that faster time.
he's got into none, so he's called it off.
Yeah, he's called it.
And
That's fine. He's got time.
Voltec has invalidated, so he's
Yeah.
teetering on that red fuel light though. I just saw it flash for a second.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's going to go
So is Voltec
around
Steg.
MJ Roller.
So I wonder if they'll be no, they won't be. Yes, they'll be starting their lap. This will be it. This will be their final run, and I'll make sure I don't get. I have to go on board of Yuki Bear, so it's fine. We'll stay on him until he invalidates again.
I was about to say, I'll let you know if anything happens with the McLarens if you are watching them.
I'm on board with Yuki as he's about to start his lap. Quickly have a
Voltec
check.
has just gone purple.
Yep, MJ Roller's not improving by the looks of my screen. But we'll go on board with Yuki Bear because he's just invalidated. I hope it's not this and next lap.
We'll find out very quickly, won't we?
So he's just about to start his lap. It's go time for him. So he comes up to turn one. Gets it really good. Now this is where he last invalidated. Does he do it again? He does not. He goes really well. Gets the first sector done really well, which is good to see. We've got yellows in sector 2. That's obviously people moving out the way of other people. Voltec goes 106.7. That would be the time to beat. I don't think anyone has the pace to beat that, but we'll have to wait and see. As both Yuki and Kauki will be the next two to cross the line. MJ Roller goes up to P3 with a 107.304, so he did improve as well. But will that be enough to keep him in that top three? as Yuki Bear should be massively improving here on his time. He was at a 107.8, so expect to see him in the low 107s. Coming down into the start of Sector 3, here's negative 0.369. This will put him up to P5. He just needs to get an absolute blinding last sector and just not invalidate, which we have seen multiple times. He goes at 107.267. He does split the McLarens. Kauki goes at 107.054. Then we've got the Red Bull of Meraki Don finishing his lap. And then it is Shadow behind him with an Aston Martin. I'll just make sure I got that right. Yep, it's him. Cool. So Meraki Don coming down the final straight. We'll go in the 107s. It will be 107.524. Watanabe is improving, but will it be enough?
Rider Bomb's invalidated as well, so he's done. Chandler's.
Then we got the Haas of Hado. Hado's improving, but not enough. We've got Midas, who did invalidate the first 2 laps. Where will he put it? He'll put it P8. And we got both Ferraris. Jono will be first up. Almost out of battery as well. It's a 107.6, but not enough. So a surprising qualifying position from Jono there, but we do know his pace in the race is really good. And a 108.121 for the other Ferrari. I'll just make sure Kauki's not improving and Yuki Bear's not improving. That is your grid order. So Voltec, Steg in P1, Kauki in P2. You've got... I didn't quite see who got P3 in the end.
Chandler's
got P3. Yuki Bear got P4. MJ Roller in P5. Tai P6. Lamb in P7. Midas in P8. So both Williams in the top 8 again. Watanabe in P9 and Meraki Don running out the top 10 with Rider Bomb, Jono, Lexi, Hado, Clunky Boy and Vapor Shadow rounding out the 16 drivers. Now, are we going to see rain? Yes or no?
Please. Give us excitement. I do also want to point out the top 14 are covered by a second.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, that's
and considering half the drivers are former either Div 2 drivers who have just come up or current Div 2 drivers. Let's just say I think Div 1 might have a bit of an interesting one. Please don't be dry the whole race. No, it's dry. And there's not a cloud in this. Oh, there's a few clouds. There might be rain.
So while we wait for everyone to pick their strategies and whatnot, it's going to be very interesting. So we did see a couple of tangles during the main race, the sprint race. So probably expect them to just refresh and go again. Hopefully we don't see that type of carnage into the main race. We just want to see clean and side-by-side racing. That's all we want really. But it'll be interesting to see where Jono can finish because he starts in P12. So can he keep it clean and tidy and make his way up the grid to get another podium? That will be the big question, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine that we will see Jono pushing up the grid, trying to catch up to replicate that win, but Wojciech will just run away with it.
5 red lights, and we are off and gone to the races again. As I've got everything up, we've got multiple positions lost already by Alpha. Midas is showing in P1, but he's not actually P1. I don't know what's happened there. It should... yeah, it should. If drivers start getting pens, we will red, but yeah, it's fixed.
Yeah.
Oh, who is that? Who's went flying off the course? That is Lexi. He's come back on, which is good. He hasn't lost too much time, but he just took the scenic route. Jono's up to P10, P9 already, fighting for P10. MJ Roller, unfortunately, falling down a lot of positions here. Go back up to the top. So Kauki, followed by Chandler's, followed by Alpha Steg, who is on those hard tyres, so that's probably why he lost a couple at the start. Followed by Tai, XD Lamb, Midas, Watanabe, so both Astons, P4 and P7, Rider Bomb P8, Yuki Bear P9, and MJ Roller running at the top 10 with Jono following very close behind. And that is your possible race strategies, but I highly doubt anyone's going to be going to softs because they are terrible, and it's still showing blue flags. So I hope it fixes itself.
Yeah, no, it's fixed now. It's because first lap after a sprint it does this occasionally. I do want to point out Yuki Bear and MJ Roller are already down 5 and 6 positions respectively.
Yeah, so we'll go.
Something's clearly happened.
We'll go to position changes. So it's still showing the times of Midas and Watanabe a minute 10 down. So keep an eye on it. As long if no one's getting pens, I think we're fine to keep running. Oh no, there's an Aston around, and so is a Williams. That's Midas and Tai falling all the way to the back of the grid. So they'll be jumping back to the back of the grid. Does show Midas is still a lap behind though, so that's not good to see. I hope it does fix itself. But no, he's not a lap behind.
Ahead.
But your leader so far is Kauki, followed by Chandler's, followed by Voltex Steg, XD Lamb, Ryder Bomb swapping with Watanabe down the straight. Yuki Bear going side by side with Watanabe. Do they get through sector 1? They do. Do they touch? They don't. They give each other just enough space. 2 cars to go wide. Midas is in the box to repair that wing, I would be saying, and he'd be going probably the hard to the end of the race as Chandler's and Kauki go side by side.
And Alpha Gully actually slips through.
He certainly does.
P2.
But Kauki fights back, so Kauki stays in P2. Voltex Steg just biding his time in P3. Chandler's taking the lead of the race. Kauki having a bit of a moment. Voltex Steg falling down 1 place from XD Lamb on those medium tyres, but fortunately now they're out of the DRS of Chandler's. So Chandler's is often gone to the races at the moment.
And I don't imagine that Chandler's will... Oh, actually, he's got a fair bit amount of battery compared to Kauki, but Kauki is trying to push to stay in front of Lamb. Lamb will actually move up into P2 and will get the DRS back on Chandler's.
So I think that was more of just a fall in behind and save the battery for Kauki there. Getting the DRS of Lamb and see if he can catch Chandler's, which they are starting to. Jono making his way up the grid up to P7 at the moment. Vapor making the move done. I hate what that camera does up top. It jitters like no tomorrow.
MJ Roller gets it done around the outside of Watanabe coming up the hill, and Watanabe is fine.
We need to
I got him.
Probably no, we should be good. We should be good. He just teleported on my screen, that's all.
I've sent Lamb an invite. So you should be able to join back. As the AI is actually making him fall down a fair bit at the moment, because he's down to P5, which is unfortunate.
Oh, and we got Clunky Boy who's had a bit of a moment. They're 3 wide going up the hill though.
Tai will be looking to pit actually to get
Lamb unfortunately is falling down the order. Tai is pitting. Ryder Bomb is up to P3. Voltec is into P2, and Chandler's is currently running away due to everyone battling right behind. Everyone is running super low on battery.
Yeah. I have a feeling that the reason Chandler's has gotten that lead is because of the AI of Lamb.
Yeah, so the time boards have sorted itself out with the it showed Midas was -1 minute 15, so he's now only 10 seconds behind Tai. Lamb has joined back just in time. He's still in the DRS. He's just out of the DRS now, unfortunately, of MJ.
He'll be able to bring it
back.
back.
Tai has now left. We'll get him an invite. If I see another one, I will
him an invite. Just let me know before you call it, because I'll try to grab the...
Yeah. I'll give you a heads up.
Yeah.
Kauki makes the move on Alpha Gully, gets it done into the first sector, so they're just trying to slipstream to get back to within Chandler's DRS.
Bit
Right
of
up-
a wobble there from Alpha Gully on those hards already.
Rider Bomb absolutely trying to burn everything, but Yuki Bear goes up the inside of Rider Bomb. Does he make the double? No, he doesn't. He just falls in right behind Alpha Gully. They are closing the gap though.
Whoa!
Did see that. That was someone
Yeah,
off
no,
track, wasn't it?
we need to. That's Tai Tai. Tai Tai's yeah, no. This needs to be restarted.
Oh yeah. We'll red flag it. We'll call it. We'll be back, guys. We will see you guys soon. All right, sorry to keep you guys waiting. We just had to get the qualifying order of the grid, but unfortunately we have lost one driver as he could not race anymore because he had other things on, which is fine. We still go. So there's still 15 on the grid, so everyone is within points.
There was no point retiring on track.
Yeah, pretty well. Just keep clean, keep tight. We are going with a full 50% again. And weather-wise, it's I can see some rain. And because it's a reset of the lobby, it's different weather. So unfortunately, you take the good with the bad. Because it's classified as a new session. So it's going to be a
Yeah,
wet
it's
one.
not a continuation of a session. Which it would have been if we had gotten to lap 8, it would have been the continuation, but it's a new session. So, weather. Yay. I did say there was going to be rain at Brazil, didn't I?
You definitely did. So it's going to be interesting to see who picks what as we have 3, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and we are off again. So I'm going to see what everyone's picked the dry tires here, so it must be just drying up.
It's either just drying up or it's not wet enough for those
It's
tires
done the
to
same
be
thing.
ready yet.
It has done the exact same thing with Midas on the second lap. I have no idea what is up with this game.
That might be your side because it's completely fine for me.
Yep, we're back to
Yeah,
the racing order.
that is definitely a you thing.
That is the yellows in the back as Vapor is off and doing a U-turn as we speak.
Yeah.
So he'll be back on track now.
And Alpha Gully not leaving anything to chance, absolutely sending it at the moment. Almost breaking DRS from Chandler's already on lap 1, and in fact, he hasn't just yet, but he will be going for a few moves there. Jono's moved up to P8. Midas is falling down again. The Aston to P9 and P10, with Hato and Clunky Boy and Lexi following that trio already as well.
Oh.
And Vapor down in...
See, still on my screen, it's showing that he's getting blue flagged. I don't know if you're seeing that.
No.
No? Okay. Well.
On my screen, everything is fine.
Vapor is off again.
There is rain.
Going again. Is rain.
Oh,
we see contact between Clunky and I think that was Midas. Coming out of the turn 3, I believe that was. But interesting, so Alpha Gully changed his strategy from hards to starting on softs, so maybe we're going to see rain come through soon, potentially. Maybe they're waiting.
And we've already got a retirement.
We've got a retirement already.
Yeah, Vapor Shadows has retired in the pit lane, so he is called it a night.
Yep, even though he would have been in points, so not not a good thing.
No. And we do want to mention, this is actually the first race under the performance clause. That ends in Div 3 on Wednesday at the end of that race. So all of these drivers here are definitely fighting for something, even if they're towards the end of the grid, because there are still points available here. It may be a different division, it may be run on its own schedule, but it's definitely still a part of the Rush Racing League overalls.
Now there is a car in the middle of the track again. This game...
And that would be Vapor.
This game is terrible.
No,
so
that is
he's gone.
Vapor.
It's gone. It's gone. It's disappeared.
Okay, we're good.
So we got around it. We don't have to call anything. Yeah.
We love EA.
Challenges everything but the game. So we're starting to see, there's some raindrops still hovering around. Oh, I think we're going to get a late finish for the rain.
So Rider was actually gone up the back of Lamb there and lost a bit of time. It doesn't seem like anyone's struggling with the rain yet. Or, as I mentioned that, MJ Roller does slide a bit out of the last corner, so there's definitely some people struggling with that rain. The 4 who aren't struggling, though, would be Alpha Gully, Chandler's Kalki, and Yuki Bear, almost already breaking DRS from MJ Roller already.
And Chandler's makes the move on Voltec Steg, coming into the first sector. Gets it done.
Absolutely.
And goes
Now, while we
absolutely flying.
Well, I said, while we do have a lull, but Alpha Gully will actually get the move done again.
Yep. Yuki Bear's following close behind in P4 with MJ Roller just hanging on, but I think he'll lose the DRS in this sector unless his teammate can back him up a little bit and just hold him up that tiny bit to give him back that DRS. The rain is still hovering about as XC loses the back end there. Seeing raindrops falling faster and faster.
Yeah, it does seem
I'm
like
seeing
the
a lot
rain
more from
is-
the visor perspective. So when will we see people box for these new tyres? So we'll go back to tyres. So a lot of them on the softs, a couple of them on the mediums. So oh, MJ Roller has a big snap coming out of the last turn toward the straight. So XC Lamb is going to be licking his lips and going straight past him with the DRS, trying to close the gap to the front two. And Kauki and Chandler's go side by side, but Chandler's thinks better of it and stays behind Kauki. Yuki Bear following close behind. XC Lamb gets a move done. Rider Bomb gets a move done on MJ Roller. MJ Roller's having snap after snap. This is allowing Jono to catch right back up again.
We actually will have our first pit onto
Yuki and Chandler's
the
going
engine.
side by side. They give each other enough room. They slide and Yuki's off and spinning. He stops the car to a standstill, waits for the traffic to go by, comes back on, gets out of the way of the Aston and continues on with his race. And we do have Clunky Boy. Inter's probably a little bit too early. So that'd be
Well,
cooking.
after everything that's just happened, I actually don't think it is too early because we're seeing a lot of drivers having to tiptoe right, especially like the likes of Kauki and Alpha Gully. They're starting to slide, so I think he's actually made the right call. He's gone into the tyres at the right time.
Kauki's made the move on those mediums, so maybe his tyres are starting to be better, whereas the softs are a bit more worn, so maybe he'll go for another lap. Potentially. No, he's not. He's boxing. No, he's not. No, he's not.
No,
he's going for another one. Alpha Gully pits. Does MJ Roller. MJ Roller does come in. He's coming flying with the Ferrari close behind. So the
McLaren's also in.
Probably will double stack here.
And Hato is in. So we've got 5 drivers who have now pit. And we'll see what happens with Clunky Boy coming around the last corner now. We'll see where he comes out in comparison to this group. Remember, he was a bit behind already when he pit. So I quite imagine that he will stay behind a fair bit. But he might actually be able to beat Hato out here. And he does. He'll beat Hato. Can he get MJ Roller as well? Very close between the two. They're side by side. It'll be very close. And I actually think Clunky Boy gets the move done. He gets MJ Roller.
Yeah, he's timed it perfectly. So now these top runners will have to box. They're absolutely tiptoeing. Well, Kauki's absolutely run away from Chandler. So Chandler's is actually the one tiptoeing, with Lamb right behind, so they'll need to get in there fast. Jono gets a free second already, and we're only lap 6, so we're back to the point that we were before. Kauki...
Oh, Chandler's might get screwed here.
Continues on.
Riderbomb continues on. Lamb continues on. Chandler's had to slow down a lot there because he actually had Lamb on his inside, which then followed by Riderbomb on his inside. So he's actually lost a lot of momentum in that.
So we'll see where Voltec Steg comes out, because it's not looking to rain as much. It's like that there was a race that was pretty similar.
Turkey 2020?
No. It was for Rush.
Okay, yep.
It was not crossover point yet. I believe it was a Div 5 race. And MJ Roller gets a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane. So
Why has he come back in?
Oh, he must have chose the wrong tyre.
No, he went on inters.
He's got hards.
He's gone back on the hards.
Interesting.
But he's also waiting as well. He didn't get the release. Is he under AI maybe? Because he didn't release.
It's a really weird call, because that's yeah, it's very interesting. So the top 5 have stayed out. Is it? So we see the gap is closing with the inters. There we go. The topping out pitting. Rider Bomb stays out though. He's going longer. So where will Voltec end up? Midas gets a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane. Voltec will get the undercut here.
But by how much is the question?
Yes, because Kauki's coming out the box now, so it will be the undercut. Slowing right down. Will it stay? The DRS is still enabled though. I haven't seen it disabled.
No, DRS has not been disabled yet. Just
So
see.
Kauki will come out in front of Chen. No, he will not. He will
side
come
by
out
side, but
side by
Chandler's did
side.
burn actually. Kauki holding his line, very close, keeping Chandler's to the outside of the track,
and
making sure he
keeps
gets
that
the move
position.
done.
But now Voltec's closing in on both Watanabe and Rider Bomb, so they'll probably need to box now. Unless they can hold out until this rain stops. It doesn't look like it's a heavy rain pour.
No, and I'm
So-
just keeping an eye on MJ Roller here, who's actually gaining time on Hato. As Midas gets a 3-second ability.
He certainly does.
It might be an idea to watch that time with MJ Roller, because a lot of it's
Watanabe's
raining.
pitting potentially as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Watanabe
he's-
and Rider Bomb will
is.
come in. So that will mean that the McLaren will take the lead of the Grand Prix.
MJ
so far.
Roller's tiptoeing around at the moment, so he's just trying to hold on, but the longer he stays out, the more he'll lose time to the back. But he's still in the points, so
Watanabe's gone hard.
that is
Watanabe has gone hard. That's
the
a mistake.
biggest call that I've ever seen.
That is either a mistake or a stroke of genius.
Yeah, well, if the rain dries up with the next lap or two, he'll
He
be
also
on
has not
the
fixed
best
his front
times.
wing. He's also got front wing damage as well.
So Lamb is closing in on this top 4 battle. Voltec's currently running away by 3 seconds. Bit of a moment heading into Sector 2, but he's still creating that gap. He has a bit of a tank slapper as we have cautions in Sector 2. That is a Kick Sauber that was around. So both Hasses get past them fine. Clunky Boy up to P10. Watanabe on those hards. So we'll see the time difference here, because this is what will tell us if the track is dry or wet. If his time is,
No, it's definitely wet.
yeah,
Watanabe has lost a 10th,
yeah, he's
coming
losing,
out of the final corner.
he's
Coming
losing
out.
time, more time, more time. So that's probably a mistake. He's probably going to go into box for the Inters. No, he's not. He's going to
No,
stay.
he's
He's
staying
going to
out.
ride the wave.
Yeah, you could be able to get past Clunky Boy here. DRS is still enabled. So it's definitely, I reckon this is at that point where you'd be saying that the Inters would be faster, but we're at the crossover point. Because the track does not seem wet, right? It's just that the rain is there. This is one of those weird Brazil races where the track looks dry, but it's actually wet. And I
Yeah,
would imagine that this will be throwing off a lot of engineers at the moment with the view of the track, because you can still see the rubbered in sections, and I think that's what's throwing some drivers off.
yeah, the track definitely looks dry.
And DRS has
And
been
there you
disabled.
go. So not dry enough, unfortunately.
Nah.
So if I was Watanabe, I'd probably be going into the pits now and getting those inters on. Unfortunately, it was a mistake, but you can still
Take the hit
rectify
early.
that mistake. Yep.
Yeah.
Take the early hit, be a fair amount down, but all it takes is one safety car, which we have seen a lot of cars going side by side here.
Jono and Rider Bomb, speaking of which, are actually side by side at the
Still
moment.
side by
Jono takes
side.
the
And oh,
takes
there's
the
a bit of a lag there.
P5. Josh has just pointed out, hey, look, a McLaren sandwich with the McLaren in P1 and the McLaren in P14.
And Watanabe is going to the Inters now, so I would assume that MJ Roller either has to stay out or press on until the rain stops.
If the rain stops, because we
Because-
don't know.
If he boxes, he will be lapped.
He'll be in luck. Yeah.
So
Now,
if
This
you
could
were,
be just a race of testing, and he could be out there. My thought is because he's P14, right? There's probably not going to be anything major that's going to get him to catch up. So he might just be out there for Alpha Gully to let him know when the hearts are ready. Nope, never mind. He's pitting.
Yep, so he's going to be lapped,
And
unfortunately.
speeding. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a 10-second to serve, I think.
And he just got another one. So he's got another.
Yeah.
Yep, he's got 20 seconds worth of
That
penalties.
doesn't really matter, though. He's down in P14. He'll
Yeah.
be serving that 10
He'll get the
seconds,
2 points.
being lapped, and he'll still get points, so that's the main thing. And he
Yeah.
could still go for the fastest lap, so...
Yeah.
There is yellows, there is Lexi around in Sector 2, so... Unfortunately, he's had a bit of a moment there.
Sorry,
Now-
Josh just mentioned someone needs to turn off Lamb's TC. I don't think we're allowed to do that. But I think at the moment, Alpha Gully has just run away with this at the moment. He's been managing that gap. They have slowly been catching.
Yeah, it was 3 seconds at one point, so they've gained 0.7. I think
Yeah.
they're starting to realise they need to work together to catch him. Because the more
Yeah.
more Chandlers and Kalki battle, it just gives Alpha Gully the win. And Alpha Gully's seems to be having moment after moment coming out of that turn. So maybe Chandlers and Kalki can finally work together and pull that gap. As we got yellows in Sector 2, that is just MJ doing his thing, getting out the way of everyone, which is good to see. Lexi putting on a brand new set of inters very early.
I'm going to keep an eye on this Jono Rider Bomb battle. 'cause
Yeah,
this
that's
battle
heating
has
up as
been,
well.
yeah, it's been going for a little bit of time. Jono is 6/10 in front of him now. Rider Bomb won't get the benefits of DRS, but he is pushing a lot less battery than Jono here, but he is trying to stay with him.
He's on the fresher tyres, though.
Yes, he is on the fresher tyres, but I think Jono's tyres are probably more in the window than Rider Bomb's are at this point in time. As Lexi is now coming to pit.
That gap
and
has
he
dropped
is
again.
now
It's
out.
now 1.7 from 2.2.
Chandler's
Chandler
gets a 3
picks
second.
up the 3 second.
This will definitely be helping Kalki want to work with Chandler's now that he's pretty much out of the battle.
Yeah.
And Chandler's will mainly be watching that gap behind to Lamb. He won't be watching the front two anymore. You'd have to think.
And we do, I know there's some corners here that does give a double warning, so you never know. Chandlers could get this removed. I
Let me
don't
just
think
check
so,
if it's a double warning.
but this Rider Bomb and Jono battle is still heating up. And unfortunately, the only other battle on track is the Kalki and Chandlers, which are pretty close, but they're closing in on Alpha Gully, so maybe that can be a freeway battle.
And I will let you know, Dynasty, that is not a triple warning.
Alright.
Or a double warning. So it is definitely a legitimate penalty at the moment.
So it seems to me
yeah,
that Rider Bomb's running the higher wing compared to Jono. So he's catching him, albeit in the corners, but unfortunately when it comes to the straight part, Jono's just able to put a little bit of battery on and just try and run away.
And it could be a 5-car battle by the end of the race, so you never know.
Yeah, exactly, it could be. But when I was on board with XD Lamb, it looked like he was having moments coming up this section here. So I'll just show you exactly my Exhibit A, if he does it again, which he does, on cue. Drifts into one corner.
Drifts into one corner, throws it into the next. Yep, and he's done it again. I think we might be doing a Formula D championship soon. I think Alpha might be the one winning that.
But this gap between the leaders dropping, it's now hovering at the 1.3, 1.2 mark, 1.1. Kalki's almost there. But that's bringing in obviously Chandler's as well. So we're about to have a 3-car battle. But Alpha Gully, yeah, could be saving. So as you see, Jono and Rider Bomb still battling. Jono's still got the 60% battery, but yeah, not enough battery for Rider Bomb to make the move. But they are catching up with XC Lamb. So we're going to have a double free drive battle as he has a big moment in Sector 1. And that's now allowed Jono to catch right up and Rider Bomb with him. So there you have it. There's your first 3-car battle. And there's your second one with Kalki going into the second of Alpha Gully. So he's absolutely cooking here, with Chandler's following very close behind.
I think we might see another pit stop from Alpha Gully, looking at how he's turning
Oh,
his car. Because he is full sending.
Yeah, he's fighting that car, that's for sure.
Like a
It's
Max
in
Verstappen
this
special.
A lot of them are having problems in this sector alone. So maybe the higher
Yeah.
wings are getting the very good exits, whereas he might be running a lower wing setup. So this straight here, he could be absolutely running away. But yeah, they've both now caught the back of Alpha Gully. So will we see a pit stop early from Alpha Gully? We will not. He'll continue on. Kauki will continue
Now-
on. So will Chandler's. Chandler's right in the
Correct
back,
me
but
if
I
I'm-
think he stays behind.
That's good. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you see the sun coming out of the final corner.
Kauki just picks up a free second. Nah, I think you're wrong. I think that's just the cloud, mate.
Just
Yeah,
having a look on board with the Ferrari, there is a bit of a glare, but Watanabe is sliding through the corners.
the only glare I'm getting is from the first corner, but I don't think it isn't going to dry up. So that now hands it to Alpha Gully. Both Kauki and Chandler's with the 3-second pens. Jono is right in the back of XE Lamb, so is Ryder Bomb. Midas is on the back of Tai Tai now. So we're starting to get some battles going on.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's starting to close up with this wetter period. Definitely seems like it could be still on for Kauki and Chandler's, depending on if they can get away from Alpha Gully, who is still sliding through pretty much every single corner. Not hitting apexes as well as Kauki is. And he's actually, I think he's saving, no, he's burning at the moment. Except Lamb dropping from the top 3. Yes, you are correct. Lamb is heavily dropping from the top 3. Kauki will almost go side by side, but will pull out of it very smartly there. And he probably will go for it in the next couple of corners, if not straight. He goes right up the back of Alpha Gully. Alpha Gully holding that specific line will actually make Kauki drop out of it, and they'll both be burning here. Kauki will try to go around the outside as Alpha Gully shows up. That's an interesting close of the door from Alpha Gully there.
But that
They will
hands
actually make it go wide,
Chandler's.
and Chandler's will slip through
And
to go
Kauki
P1.
will slip on the outside. Oh, Alpha Gully and Kauki come into contact. Kauki goes the outside of Chandler's. Will they make contact here? Goes wide. That would be a warning, I would say. They're still going
For
side by
Kauki?
side. Yeah, for Kauki, he was off track. Or
Yeah,
Alpha
I
Gully.
imagine he would be able to get that removed though, given how much room Chandler's gave, because he was also right on the line himself.
Yeah, so it
I
looks
imagine
like
that'll
these
be
two
good.
are handling Sector 2 and 1 better than Alpha Gully, but Alpha Gully has got that straight line speed, so maybe he's able to retake the positions down the straights. It just looks like he's losing control in the corners.
Yeah, I just want to point out, John got past Lamb has actually closed that gap to 3.8.
Alpha
and then
Gully's
sort of
boxing.
wide as 5 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think those tires are for him, to be honest. And Lamb is boxing as well. So the two early pitters.
Yep, nah, Lamb's on 9-lap old tyres. Tai gets a 10. Speeding in the pit lane.
That's the fourth one I think we've seen. Both going on to the inters again. So I imagine that Kauki and Chandler's will be considering if they want to box. And if they are boxing, they'll want to box soon.
Yes and no, because if it's going to rain the rest of the race, you'd have to stop again. If they've already stopped now, you'd be pushing yourself for another stop. Because they only lasted 10, 11 laps.
Yeah,
10,
I think the
11
max
laps
was
puts it-
12, because Jono and
Well, Jono's still
Jono
on
and
it.
Wojtek stopped. Yeah, Jono and Wojtek stopped at the same time.
Yeah.
So I imagine that 12 laps is... We'll see from what happens with Kauki and Chandler's and Jono here.
I
But-
think they continue on. They were fine throughout the Sector 1, Sector 2. So I think you'll find they weren't struggling as much on the tyres. So they maybe went onto the tyres at the perfect time
Kauki's
as
pitting.
they are pitting. But Chandler's is not.
Chandler's is not.
Jono, Kauki
Kauki gets a 10 second. That's
and
big.
it looks like Jono will as well. Oh, he doesn't. He
Oh.
saves it.
That is very close. Midas
But that is a big one for Kauki.
doesn't get one either.
So this hands a podium potentially to Ryder Bomb.
Yes, it does potentially, depending if he needs to pit again. So Chandler's is now playing Formula Drift, sliding it through the corners, trying to build up the gap.
Kauki and Vortec will come out side by side nearly. Do come out right behind him.
Now that 10 seconds is going to be huge for Kauki, so he'll be either looking to get that removed or be looking to build up that gap.
Well, he would have to go to the
Yeah.
end now. If realistically,
Yeah.
you'd be pushing the car to the very end. So everyone boxing off these tyres early as Taito gets a free second.
Watanabe is in the pits.
Here's Chandler's boxing. Chandler's had a massive snap coming out of that last corner.
He would definitely be boxing because I think I saw him go in turn 4 especially. He was so wide. Yeah, he's boxing as well. He'll want to be careful here.
Oh, he does. He gets it.
Holds it.
Rider bomb
Bomb's
is.
coming in. Yeah.
Does he get it in time? He does.
Oh, yep.
So how much is
So-
the undercut here? That is the real question. Alpha Gully coming around the final corner. He's 1.8 seconds in front of Kauki. So
Chandler's has just come out of the box now.
Yep, Kauki's outlap wasn't the best. So
But he
Kauki also gets the undercut. It'll probably be roughly around a 0.6 by the time he comes out.
I'll have a look. He has gotten the undercut done. Lamb's almost gotten it done as well. But him and Jono have definitely jumped Rider Bomb here. So staying out that extra couple of laps for both Chandler's and Rider Bomb has actually cost them in that battle. Because Chandler's actually closer to Lamb than he is to Kauki.
Yeah, so now the question is, those tyres didn't last that long, so will we see another box later on? And who will box, who will stay out?
You would have to think if there is another safety, or if there is a safety car, or a virtual, people will be wanting to get off these tyres and onto fresh ones again.
Yes, 100%. So the likes, we'll go to penalties. So the likes of Kauki and Tai and MJ will all serve their pit stops.
Whoa, Kauki's had a bit of a moment already.
Yeah, he's spun onto the grass. Hit the sausage curb. He's not liking those fresh tyres.
No,
and all of them get past.
Yeah, I was going to say, he gave everyone that option to get past as well. But he'll be trying to burn to catch up to Lamb and Chandler's and Alpha Gully here.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to check something.
But he has got 13 seconds of pens, so unfortunately that would be him dropping down to about P8 as we speak.
P8, P9, yeah.
Sorry, no, it would be P7 as we speak. Because Taito also has a 13.
Yes. No, he would actually stay in front of Yuki Bear, so he would go P6.
Even with the
At
13?
the moment, he stays in...
Yeah.
Oh, 13. Yep, sorry. No, he's 12 in front.
Yeah,
so it's very close.
He's still on for good points.
He might be able to get top 6 depending on the pace that he has and depending on the pace that Yuki Bear shows.
So that's looking a lot better from Alpha Gully. Taking the corners perfect. He was having massive moments on those older tyres. So now that the rain set in, probably expect the tyres now to go to the end.
Well, no, he's actually still having those moments. It's just at certain corners, I'm saying. Because he's still having that moment around turn 4 where he's just putting the throttle down a little bit more than what he should be. I think the main thing to mention is that he does have a warning in hand for those track limits as well.
And Jono's catching up to Chandler's as well. XD Lamb has no penalty, so he'd be currently jumping 2 spots up to P2 as we speak. It's a brilliant effort for him.
I think Lamb's strategy here is just to try to stick with Jono for that podium position because he's got Kauki behind. But Rider Bomb is slowly, or is actually keeping pace with Kauki, who is catching Lamb. So I would imagine that the battle at the moment is Chandler's and Jono, and then Rider Bomb and Lamb at the moment.
And MJ Roller is lapped, but unlaps himself, it looks like.
Unlapping himself from...
on the fresh set of tyres, yep.
So we'll just monitor what happens with that.
So he should be able to get away, though. It looks like he'll be able to get away.
He should be able to. He has broken that 1 second by the looks of it. He's not getting those blue flags.
And Hato's just in a race on his own, same with Watanabe. unfortunately with the tyre choice, that was incorrect. Unfortunately, he's down P12, but still in the points, which is good. And you got Clunky Boy up to P10 for the Ferrari.
And Yuki's kind of in his own race as well. He's 22 seconds back. So something's obviously happened here because that's actually put him outside of Kauki's penalties now.
Yeah, so he must have had a moment because he lost at least a. Well, no, actually, he fell behind Tyre. No, he's in the same spot. Yes, he's in
He's
the
in
same
the same
spot.
spot,
He just
but
lost a
he's
second
just
and a half.
yeah, he just lost a second and a half. Because he's now actually fallen outside of that. Because if we have a look at Kauki's penalties, he would go 22 seconds, so he is on the borderline of that as well. So he had a second up from that.
Yeah,
So at the
so
moment, Yuki stays
Rider
P6.
Rider Bomb with no pens is catching Kauki,
Hmm.
and he's catching his
And
whole group.
Kauki,
So he could be potentially looking for a podium as well for his
yeah.
debut race back.
And Alpha Gully has now checked out, I would say, with a 6 second gap to Chandler. So I think that's pretty much settled in. We're returning back to form. But it's not too late to call anyone to catch anyone out, as we do have Lexi going a bit slow in the middle sector. Nothing happening necessarily.
Yep, he's got the car going again, so could see now it's just a question of if anyone will box again. So we saw a very early pit stop from everyone else. So will they go the full distance now? Oh, didn't mean to get rid of that menu. But
there's a
the
few people
majority are on
expect
6,
to-
7, 5, 4, 10, 11. So expect Hado and Lexi to come back in.
I would
for-
expect Yuki Bear and Clunky Boy might need to come back in on 7. Probably wouldn't be a stretch
Yeah.
to take because it's another 12 laps.
Lexi picks up a
actually
10
comes
second
in
as
now.
he pits, so probably will be lapped right now, I would say.
Most likely, as Clunky Boy is actually on the back of Midas at the moment for P9. He does get P9 on penalties, but he'll be looking to try to take that position on the on track.
Yep, so Lexi just got lapped and from Alpha Gully, so I do not think he'll be taking that spot back, but he's still in the points, so might as well keep going and see where it takes you. But are we starting to see the tyres start to fall off again as Lamb goes on the grass? So that's just handed Kauki a chance to overtake. They go side by side through Sector 1. They keep it clean, keep it tidy. Kauki makes a move, gets in front, and there you go. That's how you go side by side.
Bish bash bosh, the move is done.
But
And he slides into the uphill
yes,
section.
He certainly does. So their tires
Immediately after we just said the move's
maybe
done.
the tires are starting to feel a bit how you're going. So you still have to put another 11 to 12 laps.
Whoa.
He pushes Rider Bomb onto the grass, so that will be looked at. That was
I don't
caught.
think that's necessarily Lamb's fault, but that definitely is.
That would be looked at anyway.
Yeah,
But
it definitely should be looked at for that one.
Alpha Gully has checked out. 7.8, 7.9 seconds in front of Chandler's. Jono right in the back of Chandler's, so looking to make that move, get it done nice and easily. Who they are coming up to the lapped car of Lexi, so I'm sure Lexi will move out the way. He is on a fresh set of tyres, but unfortunately if you are lapped, you prioritise the drivers that are chasing. Then you've got Kauki, who's 4.1 seconds behind Jono with XD Lamb and Rider Bomb following close behind. Tai with a 10, I think it was. Yep, with 13 seconds. And Yuki Bear, unfortunately, his tyres are starting to feel it. So maybe we are going to start seeing, we're going to see another pit stop from everyone. Because
I'm focused on this Hato Watanabe battle, as it actually is the battle we have on track. Bit of an interesting move there from Hato. I think he was trying to stay on the inside, and Watanabe was trying to close the door on the outside.
oh yeah, he's on old
Hato
tyres.
has gone off track.
He's on very old,
so he'll probably need to
tyres.
come. He'll probably need to come in and pit, but he may actually be this may actually be Hato's last stop as well, so he might actually come in for his final stop, whereas other drivers might need to come in for those tires again. Obviously,
Yeah,
Lexi is on 2 lap old tires now, so he should be fine. MJ Roller's on 5. That might be a bit of a push,
do you
but he is a lap down.
bite the bullet and box early and try to get the undercut happening? Try to catch everyone off guard, because you'd either have to be pushing to the end, which I believe realistically the only drivers who are going to probably try to do that are the ones with the pens in the top top 4.
Mhm.
So the likes of Jono, Chandler's, Kauki. I think Alpha can get away with stopping again and taking P1 because of the pens.
Yeah, Josh has just mentioned that Hato would be the only one who may need to box again. Now, with those tires being as old as they are, I would assume that he is, and he is in the box.
He just boxed. Yep.
If you're Lamb, there is the potential to bite the bullet, but if you're like of Kauki, you definitely wouldn't, because he's got the 10 seconds that he's gonna have to sit in the box for. So even if he does pit, he's gonna gain an extra 10 seconds in 8 laps, which I just don't think is happening in this track.
So we're about to see Hato's probably the next one to get lapped, potentially here. But I think he comes out just in time, and he's probably going to run away with those fresh tyres.
Just ahead.
Has Ryder Bomb getting very close to Lamb, but not able to make that move. So that's just holding him up. He needs to try and get past him and try and potentially get past Kauki and close the gap to Jono and Chandler's with that no pen.
Yeah, well, both of them don't have a pen, so this is actually a fair fight for P4 at the moment. So it'll be very interesting to see, because they'll need to gain another 2 seconds on Chandler's for it to actually affect the podium at the moment. Which I imagine they might be able to do depending on how these tires wear. Because we did see people starting to pit on lap 12 of those tires, and we're getting up to lap 11 for Clunky Boy and lap 10 for Lamb as well.
Yeah, and we saw Hato go off the track on lap 12 as well of his tyres. So these tyres will probably be screaming by the end, but it will be a matter of who will stay out, who will not. So Alpha currently 9.4 second lead. Then Jono and Chandler's following behind with Kauki P4, but he has 13 seconds of pens. So both Lamb and Ryder will be currently jumping him, so he'll fall down to P6. Because Tai also has a 13, who currently will be at this stage taken by Yuki Bear. But as we said, those tyres will be absolutely cooking.
Just going to quickly look something up.
And we've still got Clunky Boy and Midas fighting for that P10, P9, even though Clunky does not have any pens, so he'll be looking to make the move, get it done. As it's just eased off here, not really many battles happening other than the Chandlers, XC Lamb, Ryder Bomb, and Clunky Boy. Because Hato and Watanabe are fairly far apart now. As Hato gets out the way of Alpha Gully but stays in the slipstream now. So he is another lapped driver. So he will have to stay behind now, unfortunately, which he probably will lose time. But he's currently 10 seconds in front. Yeah, it seems that way. Ryder definitely wanting to get past.
I don't think he'll get the move done here.
Oh, he goes way off. Comes back on.
I think Lamb's giving him the position.
No, he relinquished the position. Well done.
I imagine that Lamb might try to give him back the position, and he will, because that was Lamb actually spinning that actually took Ryder Bomb off track. So Ryder Bomb
did the good thing for going off track and overtaking, and then
Lamb
did the good giving it back,
causing him to go off.
Yep. So Lexi gets out of the way, which is good. The rain is
actually brings Tai back into this fight.
certainly does, but he's got 13 seconds of pens, so I don't think he's going
Well,
to
he might
fight
be
up
fighting
much.
Kalki, so he might be trying to catch up to catch Kalki.
Yeah, but that battling just then, unfortunately, dropped them a massive amount to Kalki. But Rider Bomb is slowly catching him,
Ooh.
whereas XD Lamb is getting
Lamb
dropped
just
at
had a
the moment.
massive slide in the last corner. And Lamb will actually lose another position here because Tai is going for the move. But they're both trying to hold strong. Lamb knowing that if Tai gets past, that's probably P4 kiss goodbye. We have comments of Lamb's grips hacks are not effective tonight. No, he does not have Joy to Key on tonight, so he can't necessarily get those hacks. Just to clarify, he does not have Joy to Key. Before anyone accuses him of that.
Tai is almost thinking about sending a move on Lamb as well. So I wonder if he'll try and make a move coming up this hill section. Oh, he bumps him. He's absolutely not having the best race of his life, Lamb. Unfortunately, losing it in these sectors. Sector 2 and Sector 1. Rider Bomb has caught Kalki, so I don't think Kalki will hold him up much. He'll probably try and get the toe from Rider Bomb with no pens. There's no point fighting someone with no pens, in my opinion. Especially if you've got 13. As we might see a move from Tai here. Tai goes up the inside of Lamb. Does he hold on though? They go side by side, they touch. He's still going side by side. They go into turn 1. And he gets the move done. Yes, there was a bit of wheel banging there, but they got it done.
Bit of wheel banging, bit of rear end touching.
But will Lamb fight it back?
He's
goes
trying
for Slipstream. He does not have enough battery though to get it done.
No.
Clunky finally gets the move done on Midas. Up to P9 now, so he's now trying to chase down Yuki Bear, but those tyres are probably starting to feel it. Lamb sliding as always up Sector 1. They are all sliding. Tai even playing Tokyo Drift here. Rider Bomb right in the back of Kalki. Kalki unfortunately 8 seconds behind Chandler's.
I do just want to point out, Hedo has been lapped now.
Yeah, I think I already mentioned that.
Yeah, all good. Sorry. I only just noticed it. I honestly haven't been paying attention to Alpha Gully. He's just checked out for the race. There's been so much going on in other parts of the race.
Well, speaking of that, I think he's just taking it easy now because he dropped a second to Jono. It was 10 seconds at one stage, so maybe the tyres are starting to feel a bit how you're going, but I don't think it's going to be enough
to none as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough to be able to worry about it, to be honest.
No.
Let's see, Rider Bomb is next up to battle with Kalki. Chandler's and Jono are still fighting, so I'll give you the pens because they are both on the same.
And I think that will be your podium as well, because I don't know if Rider Bomb will be able to gain that 5 seconds from them that he will need to possibly upset that podium.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I imagine that will be the 3
unless there is
podium.
contact. I don't think anything happens here.
Yeah.
I think Voltek's checked out, but he's just taking it easy now for the rest of the race and make sure he gets no pens and nothing. So we're seeing the gap close a little bit, but not enough.
Yeah, definitely.
So are we going to see
one have to catch up and then overtake him?
Yeah, exactly. Are we going to see maybe a late lap move from Chandler's on Jono? Can he maybe take P2 away from Jono, or will Jono hold on to P2 with Rider Bomb and Kalki following close behind each other? Rider Bomb thinking about it, but he thinks better of it. Stays behind, which is probably the better idea. Because unfortunately, as you said, he's not gonna catch the back of Chandler's or Jono even with the penalty.
Yeah, and he's got enough of a gap to Lamb to not have to worry about anyone else around him with no pens.
Yeah,
so
Lamb
probably just
Lamb's currently dropped off from the back of Tai here. So he needs to just hold on to that car, because the more he starts to fall away, maybe if Kalki can just bring this car home pretty quickly, You never know, he might be able to drop that gap from Lamb. Such
That
the
is
same
definitely
as what Yuki Bear did.
possibility. If we have a look, he would need to gain.
There
what's
is
it,
yellows.
13,
That is the Kicksauber letting people
Getting out of the
pass,
way,
I
yeah.
think. Yep.
He would need to gain about 8 seconds on Lamb in the 2 laps that we have left. So Lamb will definitely be trying to bring the car home just so he can gain those extra 2 positions, which would be 5th at the moment. Now, you did mention something about Chandler's making that late move. I have just been watching him through his last lap. He is definitely getting up the back of Jono, but it doesn't look like he's getting close enough to make the move.
Well, I'm on board with him now. It's looking close. Ryder Bomb makes a move on Kauki, so that's that done. So he'll be trying to close his gap, but I don't think he will be able to get there. As Chandler's, yeah, he's right on the back of Jono. He's got 2 laps to get this done. So this lap and the next, can he get it done? Jono has the superior battery. Chandler's is just trying to stay as close as he can. He's got the better exits coming out of corners though.
Yeah. Jono has the battery, but Chandler's does appear to have the tires. But they, as Jono slides a little bit coming out of that
Both have a bit
corner,
of a snap.
yeah,
So they're both
you'd
in.
have to think the tires would be screaming for any sort of release at the moment.
Yeah, they're both in none though, so
Which is Josh.
probably at this stage, Jono has the most battery to burn up here. I would probably just burn a little bit, but then hold on to the slipstream, because if you burn everything, you're pretty much having to save the rest.
Yeah. It is the final lap though.
Chandler's
The
goes
question
to
is,
the
what does he do
outside.
here?
He does not send the move. He does
Just
touch a
for
bit of
Josh,
the grass.
that's good. Sorry, just for Josh, the tire for Jono is 17 laps. The tires for Chandler's is 16 laps. So it's 1 lap difference here.
Yeah,
Chandler's
will
has
that be the
no
difference?
battery
Jono
left
is
at all,
flashing
though.
red with the fuel, but we know the fuel should be fine now. There's yellows. It's Kauki out. He's spun.
He has spun
He's
and hit
out.
the wall.
He's lost it in the last corner. So that's his race done and dusted. So everyone on the grid will be moving up 1. But we are still staying on board with this battle, because this battle is going to come right down the wire again.
The move. Now,
That's
Kauki will only
Williams
drop...
of Midas off as well, by the way, in Sector 1. We've just got
Yeah.
yellows. So who will get this?
Sorry.
Chandler's is right on the back. He is pushing Jono through the corner,
And I think that's cost him.
but he has not got enough battery to contest, I don't think. So Jono will be burning everything. Chandler's is not close enough. Jono will get P2. Chandler's will get P3. Ryder Bomb will come home in P4. Tai will be P5, but will fall to P6. With Lamb.
Might even be P6.
No, it won't be P7.
P6.
No.
Yeah, I was like, maybe P7, but then I realized that's the gap to Lamb. So, we'll see here. Lamb will come across the line to get P5.
Yuki
Good
Bear
result for Lamb.
will be the next one to finish. Both of the lap, or 3 of the lap drivers will finish as well.
Header actually does get P12. And I don't know if that's a glitch because it says they've done the
Now,
exact same time.
that is
Clunky Boy
interesting. Clunky Boy has
spun across the line.
spun across the line. That will probably be investigated.
Mm-hmm.
Watanabe coming home in P10, so still in the really good points. Both of the Astons in the points, both of the Williams in the really good points, both Ferraris in the points. Alpha Gully taking out P1. Brilliant race from him, and there you have it.
Now the question is, because Kauki Binder on the final lap, does he still get the points for
He
P11?
does not. He does not.
That would be a frustrating result for Kauki then.
Yeah, doing pretty much the full race and then slipping out in the final corner. Not really good, because yeah, I would have probably just tried to bring it home. No need to push the car. You're already in P. It would have been P6, P7, I think.
P6.
So still decent points, but unfortunately, it's, no points for the Mercs. But I'll go to the grid order, make sure I get that. So
Yeah, we won't be able to get the
so that
previous
is
results.
That's fine. That is your grid order. So
Driver of the day, I would have to give it to Jono. I would say the P11 to P2 would be my opinion there. What would yours be, Dynasty?
Jono, yeah, I think Jono's done great. Or Rider Bomb. I think I'll give it to Jono though. Rider Bomb,
Yeah.
I think, would be close behind. He did really good. I would have gave him the driver of the day if he made it to the podium. But brilliant effort from both of those drivers, both the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, really good race.
Yeah. And it was a good return for Rider Bomb as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we also talked about Clunky Boy, depending on what happens with that crossing the line. But he also did pretty well to come up from P14 to P8. So he gained 6 positions as well.
Yep, so I'll try to get these boys in. Just give me a second. Flick over.
Using all the tire I had.
Fair enough. I will pass you over to Dynasty for any more questions, but congrats on P3 again.
Yep, thank you.
Well done, mate. Congratulations on your P3. So what was the decision, obviously, heading into the race? Because we saw there was raindrops straight away, but it didn't really come into effect till probably about the lap 6 mark again. How was it for you driving kind of in wet conditions? Did it feel wet or did it still feel dry? What was the situation around that?
If I'm being honest, I could see the raindrops, but I couldn't really feel them for the first 2 or 3 laps. I think by lap 5 is when I started to feel the rear twitch and the understeer was kicking in by then. But overall, I think I still had some decent grip. But yeah, it was alright.
No, that's fair. Fair call. But no, well done on your P3, mate, and congratulations. I'm sure your TP will be proud.
Yeah, thank you, boys. I'm sure Lucas will be happy with that one.
Yeah, well done, mate. All right, we will move over to our P2 of the day, and that was Jono. How are you, mate?
Hello, I'm going great. How are you?
Good, mate. Obviously a very good recovery drive from you from P12. I think you started on the grid, or P11.
Yep, P12.
To move all the way up to P2. Excellent drive. Going into the race, of course, as I just did explain, we did see that it was raining. We saw a lot of drivers choose the softs and the mediums. What was your strategy heading in? Obviously, you did make up a lot of those positions while the rain was kicking in, and then you did. I think you pitted. You were one of the early pitters, I believe, and you did make the undercut happen. So, walk us through that. What made your decision easier, or who made the decision? Was it you, or was it an engineer?
Basically, so we saw. So me and my teammate were in a voice chat. We didn't have an engineer with us, but he noticed that there was rain, and it was literally kind of at the start of the race. So we knew to put those softs on because they were going to be the faster tire, especially when it's starting to drizzle a bit. We'll have that better grip than the medium runners. He pit quite early, like really early, because he was really struggling with the conditions for him. I was still fine, but the moment that he said, that the inters are a bit better now, he's starting to catch people, then that's when I went to box for the inters. And I'll tell you now, the tire wear was crazy. It was really, really bad. It was about 5 to 6% a lap almost.
Yeah, it did look like it because I saw a lot of the top drivers having big moments on that first stint. Not so much a second stint, but that first stint, it was pretty crazy because, yeah, a lot of them started to have a bit of the back end sliding out. But no, congratulations on your P2. I'll hand you over to Edge and see if he's got any questions for you, mate.
Yeah, congrats on P2. I'm actually going to change the pace a little bit. Talk to us about that sprint finish. because that was really close.
Yeah. Oh, that was crazy. It was I honestly didn't know who won because it was a plus/minus sign, and I was very confused of who actually got the P1, but I guess I did because the game does it in 4 decimals, but it doesn't actually show the fourth one, so it must have been very, very close.
Yeah, you and us both about who ended up winning because we were very confused up in the comms box here. We were kind of trying to figure it out what it was of just who had won because obviously we want to we want to make sure we're calling the right one.
Yep.
But yeah, no, congrats on the win in the sprint and congrats on P2 in the feature as well. But that's pretty much all I wanted to know. It's just sort of what was the reaction after the 0.000 win?
I was very confused. That's all.
As were we all. But congrats again, man.
Thank you guys.
That's right, mate. All right, we will move over to Voltec Steg, aka Alpha Gully, our winner of the feature race. How you going, mate?
Hello guys, I'm good. How are
That's
you?
good, mate. Obviously, the first stint we were watching on board with you, it looked like you were having massive moments. Got overtaken by Kawaki and Chandler's. You then looked like you just honed in. You went in the pits earlier and didn't look back, really. 10 seconds in front, I believe you were at the end.
Yeah, like since it was red flag, we could change the setup. So I load the dry one, and then like I was a bit in hurry because someone just hurried up, and I couldn't like fully complete the setup. Then I forgot about lowering the fuel. And last second I switch to the softs for the first tires. So the prep phase wasn't ideal, but in the end it didn't matter, which is good. I feel a bit pity for my teammate because he had some issue, so we couldn't bring more points. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if where Dynasty is gone, but yeah, no, that was a. It seemed like it was a good race from yourself. Obviously, after the pit stops, you kind of just checked out from the rest of the grid.
I had an issue with the first stint of inters that we went on inters a bit too early, so we got damage our tires. So I had like at the end of the first stint of inters, I had like 8% on my rear right. So I was a bit struggling with traction. So, but I knew like since the beginning of the race if we gonna pit like early, like lap 4 or 5, or where we have when we have pitted, that we need to do 2 more stops. So I was like confident that I don't need to worry about dropping positions and then like fighting back. So it worked well in the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it definitely worked well, and we were kind of looking at it, going, "What's going on with the McLaren? It's just sliding everywhere." But it seems like after you pit, you had gotten everything back under control. Was there a bit of a setup adjustment needed at all, or is that just sort of the setup was
Yeah.
fine? It was just a bit of the tires.
Yeah, like I just higher things only, so it wasn't ideal. I could have adjusted more, but it was more about the tires and when we pitted, because the way those inters works, you need to pit almost on every single track like twice. If the race is like full, like all the time wet, you need to pit twice. Otherwise, you're gonna risk like puncture. And yeah, like I mess up the pit stop phase. I got damage my inter tires. So it was an ideal, but yeah, I knew that I can like stay on track, let them by, and then undercut them, and yeah, it worked.
Yeah, no, brilliant effort by yourself, and it's still good to see MJ Roller did finish the race and he's still got points. So any points is good points in my opinion. There was 15 on the grid, and unfortunately we did see an early retirement from a V-carb, which he would have got at least 1 point. But nah, good race by you, mate. Well done on your P1, and obviously look forward to seeing you next week and seeing how you do at the next track.
Yep, thanks guys.
You're welcome, mate. Alright, that will pretty much wrap things up here in Div 1. I have been your host, Dynasty Sparrow, with my teammate in Edge. And
Yellow.
as I like to say, ciao.
Arrivederci.